everybody. Welcome back. I'm Kurt Roth, and this is the weekly 505 Sports Venture Foundation program. We're coming to you again from high above Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Albuquerque. From the studios of ProView Network, I want to thank Steve Davis, the president and owner of ProView, a UNM alum and supporter of the 505 SVF. And behind the glass, my incredible producer, Adrian from Long Beach or LA or Watts. We're not sure this week. We didn't work that out. Adrian's here. He's on top of everything, and he keeps this show alive. Well, we've got a real special guest. I'm really excited because it's we're going to talk about an incredible story that's happening in and around UNM athletics, and also I think nationally it's a great story. But I want to remind everybody that the NIL world is changing, and it's changing rapidly. Starting in July, in theory, if the House case is settled, the University of New Mexico and the University of Oklahoma and UCLA will all be responsible and allowed legally to pay student athletes directly. The term is called revenue sharing. So if you hear revenue sharing, simply that means the school is in charge of the major part of student income. However, 505 SVF will live on. We have an important role in the community, in and around UNM, and we're going to work with the community and the student athletes to put them out and get them into the city, get them into your social media, whatever it takes. So we'll talk more about that as time goes on. The transition is about to happen. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We've got a few ads to show you. We'll be back with our special guest. Stay with us.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Everybody, welcome back again. This is the 505 SVF program. I'm Kurt Roth, and we come here weekly to talk about name, image, and likeness, what it means at UNM, what it means to the city of Albuquerque and the state of New Mexico. And I want to get going here. I don't want to take up any more time with introductions. We have in this studio a real special guest. First, I just want to introduce him. If you don't know who he is, you don't read the paper, you don't follow UNM, I'm not sure why you're watching. Cam Watts.
Nice to meet you.
Way to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man. So, everybody, this story, if you don't know it, we'll get into the details, but Cam played football at UNM.
Yes.
Played at Texas Tech. We'll get into his background a little more. And looked like with the Pavia ruling, the JUCO ruling, that he might have another year of eligibility. He came back, he worked out, and then the ruling came down that his waiver wasn't approved. So kind of on a whim, because he had run track years ago, he decided to go and try track, and the story is amazing. So we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I happen to be, I think, one of your biggest fans. I love to look at news. We'll talk more about the next couple of months and what you're doing. But all right, so you grew up in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Okay. Went to a JUCO, played
Right.
football.
Yep.
Did you run track at JUCO?
No track team.
Did you run track at high school?
Yeah.
In high school, what did you run?
I ran the 100. The fastest I ran was like a 10.5. Didn't even think about running, track in college. So
It just wasn't. It was. You enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But
it was fun.
your results weren't what you wanted. to
Nah.
be. So you didn't consider it. Okay.
Correct.
So now you go to football, JUCO, no track, Texas Tech, no
Right.
track.
No track.
Not even thinking about it.
Nah, I mean, I did think about it a little bit, but then when I looked at their track team, they were really stacked. So I was like, nah, I can't go out there and compete with those guys. I'm going to just stick to my sport.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
did. You played football. You were part of the 505 SVF team when you played with Bronco, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so now you come back, you're ready to play maybe for the EC. Doesn't work out.
Right.
You decide to run track. What went into that decision?
So I was just sitting in like the training room, and the trainer came in there, and he just like, you can go run track. You're pretty fast. So I go talk to the track coach, and I was like, stop playing. Like next day, he's like, well, I talked to the track coach. You know, they have like an invite meet. You can go to that. I was like, I'll just show up. Just go out there, wing it.
So you wait a minute. He says you're going to go to an invite, right? You didn't practice?
Nah.
Right. I mean, the story gets better all the time. You didn't practice with the track team. Where was the invite meet?
It was at the indoor, the Albuquerque.
Downtown.
Yeah.
So you went to an invite. They gave you like a number, a uniform. You hadn't worn it before.
I actually had to bring my own clothes, so I ran in like street clothes.
All right. What happened?
Went out there, ran pretty well, decent. Talked to the track coach afterwards. He was like, I mean, you're pretty good. You can come join the track team. I didn't think she was going to take me that serious because the next week I ran a lot better than what I ran the first time.
Where was that?
Same place, but this time I was also unattached, but this time I was being coached by her. So
Who's that? Who is she?
the track coach is Coach K.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You had never met her before.
No, never
She
met
didn't
her.
know you at all.
No.
This is a great story. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. All right. So now you're unattached. There's come a time when you run for UNM?
I didn't start running from UNM until conference.
Okay.
Yeah, my very first time running for UNM was at conference.
The Mountain West Conference Tournament Championship.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened. If you don't know, tell us what happened.
I went in, didn't think I was gonna, and I thought I was gonna place. That was the goal, just get third place, get second place. Didn't know about first place because there was a guy that was really fast. Went out there, won the prelims, and then after that, the next day I came back, won the conference championship.
Well, but didn't you run your fastest time ever?
Yeah.
What time was that?
6.64.
So you win the championship.
Yeah.
It's like your first UNM meet.
Correct.
All right, you're Mountain West champion. The time, how was that to what you had done? How did that compare to what you'd done in the past?
Last time I ran the 60 meter, before I started running in college, I was running like 7 flat.
So you run almost half a second faster in a 60-yard race.
Yes.
That's an incredible improvement.
Yeah.
How do we explain that? Is there you're not a normal human? Come on, tell me about that. What do you think did that?
My mom, genetics.
Yeah?
Yeah, give all the glory to my mom and God and my parents. And then, of course, the track coach, she really helped me. So.
Yeah, but all right, so your mom ran track?
Nah, my mom was just really athletic.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if she didn't, did she play sports?
No sports, just
She just could tell she was an
Yeah.
athlete.
She could do crazy things. So.
Like what?
She's really double jointed and stuff like that. So.
So What's your mom's name?
Angel.
And do you talk to her today?
Nah, I haven't, but I talk to her every day. So
You do. You
Yeah.
will talk to your mom today.
Of course.
And she's back in Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay, well, great. So, and we're going to make sure we send a link to the show so
Yeah.
your mom can watch. Is she going to tell you you should have said this or that? You should
Probably.
have sat up?
Yeah.
She's going to be a little bit of a coach herself?
Yeah, she's gonna critique
She's
me.
like
for
a
sure.
life coach. your mom.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So so now you're Mountain West champion. Was it the fastest 60-yard in New Mexico history?
It's the
or
second
up?
fastest.
Second fastest.
Yeah.
So your first meet for New Mexico, you run the second fastest time in the 60 yards. You're thinking it's time to keep going? Like,
Yeah, I talked to the track coach, and she was like, "I'd love for you to come and run outdoor for us." So I was like, I mean, might as well. Not playing football right now, so
might as well. So Mountain West tournament, when's the next meet?
maybe
No, after that. The next
Yeah.
one you already ran. When was it? How soon after the
I
Mountain
think it
West
was
tournament?
maybe 3 weeks, 2
3
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
All right. In that time, you're training.
Yep.
Like now you're seriously doing track training?
Yeah.
All right. Well, to me, that's just an incredible start to the story. We're gonna take a break. I'm dying to know more. Stay with us. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm sitting here still stunned by the story that I'm hearing from our special guest today, Cam Watts, 2-sport player, just set Mountain West records in his first affiliated meet with UNM. But we did talk football in the beginning, and there's a separate component to this. While you were working out for track in your new sport, Mountain West champion, you're also doing football workouts, getting ready for potential pro tryouts and pro. What's that like?
So the track coach took real good care of me because I was doing both at the same time, lifting with the strength coach for football and then lifting with them for track. I did pretty good at my pro day. I ran a 4.31 in my 40.
Where was that on campus?
That was here,
Okay.
yeah. Did good in my vertical, jumped to 39, 21 reps on bench. Talked to a couple teams afterwards and caught punts for the Packers. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever caught punts before?
Nah, very first time.
How was that?
Scary. Yeah, ball was in the air forever. So.
Yeah, and you got to decide whether you're going to run, fair catch, get crushed.
Right.
Oh man. Well, but you felt comfortable about your performance.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do pro day. You do really good statistically. Those numbers, if you don't know, those numbers are really top notch. And we'll get to that. We're going to come back to football. So now you're running track. you go from Mountain West. You had a couple of weeks off, and you ran in another big meet.
Yeah, my very first meet. I didn't do too well.
Right.
I was kind of distraught, and I was talking to the track coach, like, maybe track isn't for me. Those guys are fast.
But you won the Mountain West, but then you didn't. Where was the meet you didn't?
That was at Texas State.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just didn't feel good that day, or you weren't sure whether you didn't have the ability. What was it? We were distraught. You said, what does that mean?
I thought I had reached my peak. I thought
Yeah.
that was like the fastest I could go, and then
what happened?
After that, I broke the record. So yeah.
How soon after?
A week after.
Where?
At UTEP.
And so, what record was that?
That was the record held by Victor. Can't pronounce his last name, and then I want to say Jarek Reed or something like that.
And what race was that?
That was 100.
100,
Yeah.
right. So you crushed the Mountain West 60. Now you're running 100.
Correct.
And that was when you set the record, when you won that meet, was that your personal best?
Yeah.
So now you're just expanding. What did that feel like? Were you surprised? Were you encouraged? I can't imagine what that would be like.
So after the race, I'm walking back, and in UTEP, usually they'll put like your score on the scoreboard. They didn't do that. So I'm walking back, just like looking for my score, not knowing what it was. And I know I had run the race, and then I see my track coach, and she was like, I think you just broke the record. And I thought she was just playing just like to make me happy from like the previous track meet. But I was like, broke the record. What was the record? She was like, the record was 10.28. And I was like, okay, so what did I run? She was like, you ran 10.21. And I was just ecstatic. So.
Damn. So sorry. It's just exciting. All we get to see, for the most part, is the finish. They show pictures. Can your fans get this out on YouTube or any of these races out there? How do we find them?
Yeah, I'll drop a couple of them on Instagram,
Okay.
maybe on YouTube. So yeah.
Tell us, what's your Instagram handle?
Cam.twatts.
Cam.twatts. Okay, and you can go there and see some races.
Yeah.
All right. So now you're still running though.
Yes.
So you set the record in 100. I just know, I think it was in yesterday's Journal, and all you out there, you want to follow UNM Sports, subscribe to the Journal, either online or in the paper. You were just named, for the second time, Mountain West Male Athlete of the Week.
Yes.
And what happened last week where you were in that? What did you do?
I officially became the fastest man in UNM history.
And how did you do that?
I broke the record again, and I officially broke the record, which at that time they weren't running 100 meters. I think it was 100 yards.
Right.
In 1986, somebody had like a 10.14.
I mean, what did you run?
10 flat.
So you're shaving like more than a second off the time. Did you know it when you did it?
No, I actually, at that point in time, when I was during the race, I was really scared because there was a guy that ran in the Olympics right next to me. His name was Ryan Zizi, good guy.
Where's he from?
France.
Okay.
Yeah, really fast, and I was just like, yeah, he's probably going to win this race. And then next thing I know, I got out. I'm like, oh, I don't see him. And the next thing I know, I finished and I won. So
you didn't see anybody, though,
yeah,
right? You're just like looking at the finish line.
Yeah.
Does it 10 seconds for most people to sprint is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Does it go fast for you?
No, it's actually like when I'm running it, I feel really slow.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like everything's just moving slow, and I'm just like, man, where's the finish line at?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it painful at the end of the race? Do you give it all? What's that? Can you try to describe for us normal humans what that's like?
In the beginning, I'm like real relaxed, and then through it, I'm just like, yeah, my abs are like burning.
Really?
And then after that, I'm just like looking for the finish line because the air is hitting me in my face, and my eyes are squinting, and I'm like, I cannot see the finish line. As soon as I'm finished, I can like exhale.
Wow, it's just wild. So, like you talked about your abs and then training for football and training for track, is there a lot of core work in track?
Yeah, it's all core work. You got to have a strong core to be able to like keep yourself upright and not make sure you don't break down your form.
So you're doing track work and football work in the same days, or do you alternate?
I would do it in the same days.
And run?
Yep.
How much running is involved in training?
Well, for me, because the track coach takes real good care of me, I might at the most run like the longest 250 meters, but on the regular, I might do like a 150 or a 120.
And what is that? A 3/4 speed?
No, it's full speed.
Full speed.
Yeah.
You stretch it out over 200 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, just amazing stuff. All right. Well, there's so much to talk about. We're going to get to a little bit more of your background and your future. Very interesting next couple of months happening for Cam Watts. All right, everybody, stick with us. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back to learn more about this special guy right here. Stay with us.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Okay, so here we are, last segment. I think we could talk for a couple of days about what you've been doing in the last few months. This is just incredible. But we also talked off camera. You have a familiar last name, and then you told me a little bit about your family. So C.J. Watts, for those old-timers, we know who C.J. Watts was, quarterback, Oklahoma.
Yes.
They might have won a national championship one year. If not, they were contended. And then he had a long career in politics, elected to the U.S. House of Representatives.
Yeah.
So you growing up, you knew about his exploits at Oklahoma.
Correct.
And playing professional football. He played professional football also. And a politician.
Yeah.
Okay, well, was that, you had to be an OU fan then?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. And then his son was a great football player.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Trey Watts played at Tulsa and then went on to go play for the St. Louis Rams.
Just incredible. So we see there's some family stuff going on here. All right. So now we've got football, which you put on the shelf.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you play another year. But all of a sudden you're running incredible times, and now football is interested.
Yeah.
So you had a great pro day, and we learned recently, after not hearing, it must have been a little, discouraging.
Yeah.
You have 2 basic tryouts.
Correct.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so I leave the 2nd to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, and then I stay there to the 5th. And if God willing, I make the team, I get to come back the 11th. If I don't make the team, I have another chance with the Saints from the 8th to the 9th. And if I make that, then I have to stay down there, and I can't come back here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's in June. You've got the New Orleans Saints, the Kansas City Chiefs, 2 highly successful franchises, want to work you out.
Yeah.
So those tryouts, we again talked about this before, those tryouts are really not so much football, but football athleticism. So
right.
You run, you jump. What else? Tell us about what those tryouts should look like.
I'll probably catch a couple of punts for him, meet with the coaches. I got a dinner with Andy Reid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then after that, we'll talk football, knowledge of football. That's pretty much like that.
Okay, and you'll do that. You'll meet the staffs at both teams, and it's an athleticism and a personality test. Okay?
Correct, yeah.
Well, I just want to tell you, if you're eating dinner with Andy Reid, make sure it doesn't take anything off your plate. He's kind of hungry all the time. I see him on those commercials. All right, so football's amazing. Mm-hmm. You've kind of resurfaced that career, but there's still a track season.
Yeah.
What's next?
Win conference again, win regionals, get on the big stage of nationals.
Will football conflict with that? Or?
Yeah, so if I make the NFL, then I have to ultimately put track away and then, chase my dreams. But if football doesn't work out, then I got track dreams also.
So, track already worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, you're setting records, you're setting New Mexico records. There is a pro career you're looking at a pro career in track. Okay. But you want to explore football.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're under that punt, you're not worried about getting smoked by a guy coming down the side?
Nah, I think I'm too fast for that.
Okay, so you can catch it and go. All right. So we've got football coming up. We've got track, shot at conference, and then nationals.
Correct.
Are you going to isn't there a big race out in Oregon coming up? Or?
Yeah, that's nationals.
That's nationals.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's some super competition.
Yeah.
What you run the 100 in that?
Mm-hmm.
You run a 10 flat. Does that put you in the hunt?
Yes. So right now that puts me, I want to say, 6 in the region. I think the only people that are faster than me is the 5 guys from USC.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, then there would be nationals. And to qualify for nationals, you have to, do well in regionals.
Okay. So, but we have confidence. You keep breaking your personal best.
Yeah.
So why not just move just a little more? You win nationals, or you get to go. You compete. You wind up playing in the NFL come September. Well, I mean, interesting kind of 7-8 months. Huh?
Yeah.
So, did you ever imagine this could happen?
Nah, I didn't. But all glory to God. He's put me in this position to do everything that I've been able to do. So, yeah.
Okay, so you've had as I'm a sports fan for 60 plus years, and this is just an incredible story, basically out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It looked like you were done. When you found out before going to track, you were finished. Is this your last semester at school? Where are you school-wise?
School-wise, I'm pretty much done with school. Like I've gotten a bachelor's, a master's, and
you have a bachelor's and a master's.
Yeah.
Bachelor's in what?
University studies, and then my master's in physical education, and then I'm working on my second master's in project management.
Okay, so and is it true? Are you a 4.0 student?
4.4.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
They didn't have over 4 when I went to school, but I heard that rumor. 4.4. 4.4 student, record holder in sprints, and now you're trying out for the NFL. Pretty full season. All right. Well, listen, we at UNM. One other thing. If you had to give advice to a kid coming into college who was struggling or didn't know, like, if they were going to succeed, what would you tell him or her?
Run your own race. You're right where you're supposed to be at, and you're going to develop. You're going to get better. You just have to trust the process.
All right, man. Well, for UNM fans, for us here in Albuquerque, like, your story's been incredible. We're really proud of your success. And, hey, everybody, follow this young man. Let's see how he does. We're going to root him on. We're going to have a UNM honors graduate, 3 degrees. Come on, let's go here. Anyway, Cam, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And for all you guys and gals out there, this is an important time for 505 SVF. The world, the NIL world seems to be changing every single day. We need your support. So, 505sports.org. Check us out. Hey, you want to do some stuff with this guy? He's available. He's going to work with us. 505sports.org. Get in touch. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for being with us.